Let me guess, you're on a budget, you're in school, or you just have a small desk. Either way, you want a badass PC, but you ain't got no space. Well, I got the ultimate space saver, and it's right here. This whole thing started with a monitor riser I found abandoned on my uncle's porch. It was dirty and old, but it was in great shape. I went ahead, cleaned it up, and it turned out to be an excellent candidate for this project. This is a budget build for a student, so it needs to be able to do typical student things like Chrome and Word. What else do students use? Oh, Battlefield and Overwatch and Forza, things of that sort. I hear students like these things. Anyways, to accomplish these goals, we want the Ryzen 3 1300X and an AMD RX 560. To power all of this, I picked up an Apevia 350 watt SFX power supply. Normally, I'd go with a mini ITX board, but in this case, we had to go with the micro ATX just to stay within our budget. Now comes the hardest part of this whole build. You're gonna have to get off your fat ass and go to the store. Yes, you're gonna have to go outside, pass through sunlight to get to that store. Typically, it's a hardware store. It's called Home Depot, Lowe's. When you walk in there, they sell you hardware. The things you're gonna need is a 1/4 inch MDF. They usually sell that in a 2 foot by 2 foot piece. 4 nuts and bolts. Now, this should be the thickness of your monitor riser. If you have a thinner riser, go for a shorter bolt. If you have a thick riser like mine, I have a 2-inch bolt. The next thing you're gonna need is 2 to 4 L brackets. If you have a small GPU like mine, 2 L brackets should work fine. If you have a big GPU, I recommend 4 L brackets. This way you can sturdily mount your GPU to the board. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably in a rush to build this PC, so I bought the first stick of RAM I saw on free same-day shipping. That is this Ballistix 8 gigs of RAM, it's DDR4. Last but not least, I decided to add on a few accessories just to make this a much more usable, all-in-one kind of build. I decided to add a Dell soundbar into the front, that way you have some music without headphones, and a USB/SD card reader. This way you don't have to reach around to the back to plug anything in. If you're anything like me, you have a camera, you have an SD card, it's always a pain in the ass to get to the back of the PC. Now you can access it straight from the front. It was pure luck, but I found a riser I liked. Once you find one you like, create a template with a piece of paper that follows the contours of the underside of the riser. Then using that template, you're going to trace it out on a piece of 1/4 inch MDF. And you're going to cut it out with a saw. Make sure you have an adult around if you're young. I don't want anybody getting their fingers cut off. And after you're done with that, test fit the board to make sure it fits right. Place all your components on the board to find the best placement for the standoffs. Make sure you keep in mind the placement of your GPU and your power supply so that everything can line up perfectly. Use a fine tip drill to drill out small holes for the standoffs, and for extra security, I hot glued each standoff. Using a nut and bolt combo, I bolted the boards to the bottom of the riser, and I finally got to PC building. The cheapest way to secure the GPU is with a simple L bracket and nut bolt washer combo. If you have a 3D printer and you can design things, that would be the best way. You can create an awesome bracket and really make your setup look great.
To keep the wires a bit tidy, I zip tied them to the underside of the riser. On some risers, you may have to drill holes past the zip ties, on some you won't. It's all plug and play at this point, so use common sense so you don't fuck your shit up. Sticking to a budget and a whole all-in-one kind of idea, I decided to add a USB speaker and a USB card reader to the front so it operates flawlessly. We were short on time and I didn't really have much of an option, so I went ahead and I scavenged an on button from a random PC I had laying around.
I hope you guys enjoyed the build. It was a lot of fun. It was done on a tight budget in a tight space and it came out absolutely great. I was really happy with the end product. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to know what you guys think about it, what you do differently. And stay tuned for next week. It's going to be an absolutely epic build. I cannot wait to get that one started.